WDBFradio.com. WDBFradio.com. WDBFradio.com.
Live from Clearwater, Florida, it's Sports Talk with T with your host, Teresa Fitzgerald. I'm Stephen Kay, and this is Sports Talk with T. Well, T, we're back.
We're back. We are back.
Yep, and something doesn't seem right, but as we progress here, we're a little rusty because we haven't been here in 3 weeks.
No, exactly. A couple weeks off.
Yep.
Yeah, recharge and regroup.
How was your trip?
Our trip was fantastic.
Good, good.
Yeah, so we were actually on a cruise with Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones.
There you go.
Very famous band over in Ireland.
Yep.
I didn't even share this with you. A couple of the Young Wolf Tones actually came back to St. Pete Beach after the cruise. And Monday evening, my husband actually got to play with Patrick McRandles, I do believe, is
Really?
of the Young Wolf Tones. He came out and played with Joe at the Pope. on
Wow.
Monday night. So everybody was joking. We go on a cruise and we bring a musician home with us.
That's right.
So it was pretty cool. It was a fun time. Yeah. Much needed rest, I will tell you that.
Good, good. I'm glad it all worked out.
Yep.
I'm still pushing buttons here, trying to make everything balanced, and we're getting along. Well, I'll tell you what, we want to get off with a little bit of football since we've been going. Been gone. A
Yeah, and
little bit
I'll
of
tell you,
crazy action.
It was interesting too because they had the football on the ship, but what they did on Sunday, the 1 o'clock game and the 4 o'clock game, they picked a perennial, what they thought was the perennial game, I would say, and they put it on the big screen over the pool.
Right.
Now, if you ever been on a ship, the big screen's like, I mean, yeah, you could see it for miles.
It's like a warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. Sunday morning, 2 Sundays ago, there was a game over in England, I do believe, or maybe, I don't even remember. Anyway, so they were playing it in the morning too. So I got to see a lot of football on the ship.
Good. Good. Well, I was afraid you were going to be out of touch. That I didn't know, once they get on the ship. But they still, on Sundays, I guess people still want to watch football.
Right, and they were showing Premier League soccer. They were showing rugby too. So they were showing all the sports on the screen. You cannot just not show it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
And besides, we all have internet, so we're all on Twitter and Instagram and all that other stuff. So you have access to everything.
Right.
So it's not like you're totally isolated.
Yeah, and nowadays they got the satellite links and all
the
that stuff.
Starlink
They
thing
got all
and
kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, I remember in the old days go on a cruise ship,
Yeah.
and there was zero TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero.
Yeah. You were lucky if you could just see the bridge cam then.
That's right. That's right. And forget, any cell phone use. When you're at sea, you could, forget it. It was,
Well, and
but nowadays they got it all figured out.
They got it all figured out, so it was a good time. We had
I
a
love
good
it.
time.
Yep.
Alrighty, so last week, the Bucks went into Buffalo. I'll tell you what, they played a pretty decent game. It really was.
It looked like it could happen, but then right about halfway through the game, here's what they came out with the stats. Bucks have never won in Buffalo.
All right,
Ever.
Okay, all right. That's a haunting stat. Now, did they also talk about? Because I didn't get to hear a lot of the game. I did see some of it. Was that stat saying they've never won in Buffalo when the temperature was below 40, or just period?
Period.
Okay, because they had that Green Bay stat for a while.
Yeah.
Remember that? They had never won in Green Bay when it was below 40 degrees
Right,
or whatever
right.
it was.
They used to put that on the Dolphins too,
Right.
If it gets below a certain degree, you can't win.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't though.
Yeah, right.
I mean, so they
Right.
backed up with that horrible stat with horrible play, right?
Well, the thing is, when you go to Buffalo, that's a rough crowd up there, and the noise in that place was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear yourself think. Well, anyway.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
hey, everybody's got,
And
that's just what it is.
I'm really proud of the Tampa Bay fans because there was a charter, there was a whole airplane of people that went up to see that game in Buffalo. We had a whole section up in Buffalo, which is
Why?
great. It was. I think it'd be great to see myself. That's.
I will say, I would
one
like,
time I would like to go there.
I would like to go to a game in Buffalo, but I want it to be snowing. If it's going to be cold,
Yeah, make it the whole package.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. I want to experience the
4
whole
feet of seat,
snow, yeah,
yeah.
We want to experience it all. Yeah.
4 feet of snow in the seats. You got to clear your own pathway
right.
to get
I got to
in.
bring my shovel.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. We're booking our plane in January.
That's it. That's right. Yep. Yeah, right now is the time when all that winter effect snow comes across the lake
area.
effect. Yeah,
exactly.
Holy crap!
So,
but that's and then too bad. It looked like it was going to go either way, but they played a really solid game, but at the end there, you could see Mayfield was just trying so hard to get those balls off. The protection was not that great.
No.
They did get a lot of their injuries back. A lot of players that were hurt, they did get them back, so they're starting to heal.
Yeah, they are starting to get players back.
Right.
Now, I mean, the Buffalo Bills are always considered Super Bowl contenders, especially when you got Josh Allen. Josh Allen accounted for 6 touchdowns against the Bucs.
Yep.
He ran in for 3. I mean, I have him on my fantasy team. Thank you, Josh Allen, for exploding.
He helped you out, but
He didn't help me out this week, but he helped me out last week. But anyway, yeah, he was 19 of 30 for 317 yards, where Baker was 16 of 28 for 173 yards. So there was a big difference there. I mean, like I said, Josh Allen, he scored 3 on his own.
Right, and then
That's crazy.
And then the Bucks got a tough one again today.
It don't get any easier for the Bucks.
Nope.
This is the part of the schedule where if you really are a Super Bowl contender, you're going to step up to the plate.
That's right.
They're playing Sunday night football tonight.
That's right.
They're playing.
They're playing probably the best team in football right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the Rams look like it, but the Bucks have had some success against the Rams in the past.
Yeah.
And they know him pretty good, but there's a little bit of switch around on the play call and on the LA side. LA is coming to the top of the surface right at the right time. They're starting to peak, but and then the Ravens are also coming back into the place. So they're starting to look better. You're starting to see some of these hurt teams that went through the season and are kind of iffy and middle of the road, and then are starting to get healthy and starting to come back. One of those teams is the Kansas City Chiefs, but you'd never know with this season, with this Kansas City Chiefs, you don't know which team's going to show up and how it's going to go.
Yeah, Kansas City is at 5-5 right now, and they're sitting outside the playoffs.
Right.
I mean,
if they lose today, it's pretty much.
And they're playing the Colts, and the Colts are playing at an unbelievable. I don't know, level.
Right, they really are. They're doing a real good job with their new quarterback. It's fitting in real good there. The other thing was just flew right out of my hand. So keep on going.
Yeah.
It just Well, the thing is, right now the Kansas City Chiefs defense is probably playing the best out of any defense there is. And so
it's just not helping them win football games.
They're not putting the points on the board they need.
No.
But going up against Indianapolis, I think it's going to be all Kansas City defense. It's going to be that's what we're going to look for.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kind of got off track.
No,
there,
you're fine.
But
I kind of like instead of just doing scores, because obviously they don't mean anything right now. And Steve and I have talked about this.
Right.
I mean, I put together some performances from last week that I thought were pretty interesting.
there you go.
Bryce Young from the Carolina Panthers, he threw for 448 yards. It's the most by a Carolina QB against Atlanta. And they've got the top-ranked pass defense Atlanta does right now.
Right.
Jacoby Brissett out of the Arizona Cardinals, he completed 47 passes, and that is a single NFL game record.
Wow.
Even though they lost,
Yeah.
he still
got that stat. Yeah.
And then, of course, Josh Allen was my other breakout performance last week. And then we got a couple upsets last week that were kind of noted. The Broncos beat the Chiefs, and that was on a walk-off field goal.
Yep.
I mean, they stunned the Chiefs.
Well, let me tell you, the Broncos have come on strong, and that has been a rivalry. It's been going on for years. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Broncos, and for the last few years, Kansas City has had their way with them. It wasn't that way last weekend.
No. Now, we were just talking about the Rams. They did not make it easy on themselves last week, folks. No. They played Seattle. They picked Sam Darnold off 4 times. Now, they ended up winning 21-19. But it's, that was a 50-50 game.
That's right.
It really was.
And that was a very evenly matched game last week.
Right.
And what you'll see, I think, toward the end of the season is Seattle's coming on strong.
Yeah.
If they don't make the playoffs this year, watch out for them next year because that team's young.
Yep.
And they're
going
to keep them together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last week, the first game in Spain saw the Dolphins beat the Commanders in overtime. Oh my God! So I was driving home from Fort Lauderdale last week, and I was watching the game on my phone.
Yeah.
And it was just a field goal fest.
Yeah.
I mean, no team could get any.
That's right.
Any traction going.
Yeah. Nobody could get past the 20-yard line and into the end zones.
The Ravens used a fake tush push.
Yeah,
I mean, so folks, if you can't do the tush push, you're going to fake it now?
Yeah, they faked it and threw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, and then in an emotional, was it Cowboys played Monday night? Mm-hmm. They paid tribute to our Marshawn Nealand, who had passed away earlier in the week. Unfortunately,
he had, and it's sad too because the guy had everything going for him, but he had some mental issues.
Yep.
And got in a high-speed chase with the cops, and ended up they chased him down into his house, and I guess he killed himself.
Yeah. So, and I guess there were a couple other wellness checks before that had happened.
Yep.
They were concerned about his mental state.
And it turns out that this was a new thing.
No, this
has been going on since college.
Right. So, unfortunately for him,
if you need help out there, if somebody, reach out.
Yeah, there are so
We're not
many
alone.
You're not alone. There are a lot of resources out there, folks. If you do need help, just reach out.
That breaks my heart too because you see talent like that just total waste.
Yeah, it's kids too.
Yep.
Dak Prescott threw for 4 touchdowns in Monday Night Football. Now the other thing that
he's having a great year.
He is, even though Dallas is not. Although Dallas seems to be picking it up.
Yep.
Now they're playing Philly this week. Now historically, I've seen some stats where Dak has totally dominated Philly in Dallas.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if Dallas does beat Philly today. Even though Philly, they're looking.
Well, their defense is coming back together. They're getting healthy. If Dallas doesn't win today, their shot at the playoffs have diminished quite a bit.
Exactly, yeah.
They have to have this win basically today. We haven't gotten right down to the point to where it's that critical, but I think we're about 1 week away from where these teams, you're going to see who's going to make it and who isn't.
Right. I mean, with that win last week, the Eagles beat Detroit, which was a measuring stick game for them.
That's right.
And then the Rams, they beat Seattle, so they surged back into the NFC
A lot
West.
of these great teams, the Rams, Philly, Dallas, Green Bay.
Yep.
All these, you don't know which team is going to show up.
No.
None of the greats are consistent.
No, not at all.
Nobody is consistent.
Right, and even the Broncos have overtaken the Chiefs for the AFC West now, too, which no one expected that to happen.
That's right. And they're playing good football.
They're playing extremely good football. Yeah, and then the Jaguars and the Patriots. I mean, Patriots could be the first team to 10 wins today.
Yep.
So we'll see. And
Patriots
the Jaguars
have come out of nowhere to be a
great
great team this year and ahead of the AFC East.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, putting New England back to where they're used to be.
That's right, ahead of Buffalo.
Yep.
Ahead of the Jets, ahead of the Dolphins.
Yeah. But the thing is, too, with Buffalo, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. Last Sunday, they went out. I mean, Josh Allen had the performance of a lifetime. Like I said, he got me, I think it was like 45 fantasy points.
Right.
I mean, it was ridiculous, which I'll take it, don't get me wrong. But this week, they go up against Houston, which, I mean, yeah, Houston struggled a little bit, but they still have a decent team. And they just stymied Josh Allen. He got me 10 points this week in fantasy.
Yep.
I mean, it's a big difference.
Yeah, and they showed a little bit of the weaknesses of Josh Allen, and other teams have picked up on it too.
Correct, yeah.
And so, success breeds success if you see that what's going to come your way. The other team that I have been watching all year, and I've always wanted to watch them, but they just don't show them, and this is the Jaguars. And, our Florida team.
That's shocking.
They won't show it at the same time.
Right.
I have to go pay for YouTube.
Well, you do. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But to get to the Jaguars game, but we've been watching, and I'm telling you, you talk about most improved team
Yes,
in the
absolutely.
NFL this year.
Yeah.
They are solid.
Yeah, they are
solid.
Now, Travis Hunter, they did put on the IR, so I do believe he is done. I did have him on my fantasy team, I had to go pick somebody else up. I got to do some maneuvering around with this fantasy.
Better maneuver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Who is Jacksonville playing this week?
Oh, I forgot. I was looking.
Oh, wait, they're on a bye.
They are on the bye?
Oh, no, they're in Arizona, excuse me.
Yep. And,
That's a 4 o'clock
and
game.
let me tell you something. Everybody thinks
And you're
that
not gonna
Arizona's weak and
No,
all
they're-
that stuff.
no.
Well, they beat some good teams
Yeah.
this year. You know what I mean? The score really doesn't show how good they are.
Right, and you're not going to see that game because Philly and Dallas are playing at 4 o'clock, so I'm assuming that's going to be the
Well,
game of the week.
we will be watching it on YouTube.
I bought this little
the YouTube thing is pretty good for the first set of games.
For the 1 o'clock game?
Yeah, for the 1 o'clock games, you get your pick and you can go across and watch them. It's a lot thinner on the 4 o'clock games. There might be only one.
Yeah,
you
there's
know what I mean?
always maybe only 2 or 3 4 o'clock games anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the most of the slate is at 1.
Right. Well, anyway.
And the Bucks are playing Sunday Night Football, so you have a lot to do.
Sunday Night Football and the LA Rams. And this is going to be, you're going to see some crazy antics tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Especially being on a Sunday night game out there. And it's do or die for the Bucks, really,
Right.
kind of thing. And so I think you're going to see some real crazy stuff. Now, let's hope Baker has a good game and he's not throwing high or,
Right.
he's dead accurate. If he's dead accurate, they're going to have a good game.
Right. If not,
If not,
if
we're
the
going to be
Rams-
struggling the
yeah,
whole time.
if the Rams, if the defense causes chaos, then they're going to be able to win. Now, the Bucks are sitting at 6-4 and the Rams are at 8-2.
Yeah. But they're not in the same division, but they'll end up having to play them later.
Well,
if
they're
they
both in
make
the
it.
NFC. So,
Yeah, they're both in the NFC.
They could be a collision course if,
especially in the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because with a lesser winning streak which the Bucks have against, say, LA, they might have to play LA in the first go-round.
Right.
I mean, it's a little too early to say that now, but I can see that coming back around.
Steve, we're in week 12 already.
Huh?
We're in week 12.
12?
12.
I know it.
I mean, next week is basically the end of college football.
Well, that's what I know. When we get to college, I was shocked to hear the 2 weeks of championships.
Yeah.
The playoffs
First weekend
start.
in December, yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
that's when the conference, 2 weeks of conference games.
Yeah, exactly.
The conference championships will begin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And boy, I'll tell you, that's up in the air how that's going to go.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Holy cow. All right, let's take a first break. When we come back, we'll go over to college. And boy, do we have an exciting F1 in Las Vegas from last night.
That was fantastic.
Oh, man.
yes.
That was great. They ought to do that once a week.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's good to be back in the studio after a couple of weeks, and you're listening to Sports Talk with T, and we are back. And let's move on to a little bit of college football, which is getting really good. Ooh, we haven't kicked the bucket.
I'm kicking things around.
Kick the bucket. That's all right. We needed more room.
Sure we don't. All righty. Well, let's go through our local teams.
Yeah.
USF, all right, I'm going to tell you. So I find this interesting. Alex Golish, the USF coach, has been named as a person of, I don't want to say interest. 'Cause
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. As a person, he's on the trading or hiring block.
he's
Let's
on the
put
high,
it-
exactly. He's on the hiring back. And
Yeah.
of course, Lane Kiffin is too. That's so much
Well,
speculation.
here,
that-
yeah, boy.
Can I tell you something? Lane Kiffin just needs to stay at Ole Miss. I'm just saying. I get
I will bet big money where he ends up.
LSU.
Gators. I think so, because of the big dogs up at there want him.
I get they want him.
And they want him so bad they were willing to pay that other guy $20 million to hit the
Well,
road.
yeah. I mean, if he gets
So-
another job, they don't have to pay him.
But
Which would happen.
They're going to give him an exorbitant amount of money to come
Absolutely.
and stay there for 10 years or something like that. And
right.
that's what I say. That's
Okay.
what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
But you say LSU, I could see him going to LSU too.
Just stay at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
what's-
if you're going to be in the conference,
why
yeah.
not just stay at Ole Miss?
But
LSU and the Gators are far away from competing.
well, not if you get a good coach in there. I mean, they've got some talent, but the problem, I don't know how their recruiting is.
Well, that's
You
the
know what I
thing,
mean?
yeah.
When you keep throwing away coaches, when you lose coaches, their recruiting goes right out the window.
Right, exactly.
Because you can't. If you're going to send your kid to a college that the coach comes, sees you, talks you into going,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden he gets fired or he
Yeah.
takes another job.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you see why the porthole has gotten so popular.
Oh, absolutely.
But
So back to my Alex Golish
Yeah.
situation. So he's turned USF around. He's done a fantastic job. He was actually supposed to be, and I find this interesting, and this is why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be on our local sports talk radio station on Friday.
Oh, really?
He canceled the interview.
That's the guy from USF.
Yeah, Alex Golish.
Yeah, but everybody knows that he's going. And that's such a shame because he was so happy to
maybe
be
he's not.
here.
But maybe
he's
he's
only
not.
been here for 2 years.
Right, but maybe he's not gone. I mean, here's the thing. Either you're chasing money or you're chasing to
Or
make
chasing a trophy.
right. So it's either one or the other. Sometimes they go hand in hand. 9 times out of 10, they don't go hand in hand.
Right.
I mean, most tenured head coaches that are chasing a trophy have been there for years.
Right.
Unless something significant has happened this year. I don't know. I don't know what he's getting paid. I don't know. There's so much speculation out there. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I just found it interesting that he was slated to talk on that radio station,
And didn't.
and then he canceled the interview.
Because the first question they're going to ask him, are you staying? Are you going? Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And they always start by saying, well, we're hearing rumors. Is there any truth to those rumors? Like
So-
anybody's going to tell you.
Well, that's the thing. So you have to, in my opinion, I'm just saying, when you set up the interview, you say, you can't ask this question. I mean, you can do that, correct?
Yeah, just say, I'm not going to answer that,
Right.
know.
That's
But
not fair to
But
the-
then that starts a whole nother can of worms.
Well, you know what?
right?
I don't think it's, and he's even said this, because they asked him after practice, I think it was Wednesday, the reporters that were at the scrum afterwards asked him about, are you thinking about leaving? And he took the diplomatic road, said, listen, we've got a great program. I got to give it, credit to my kids, but, whatever. So he said the right things then.
Yep.
I mean, it might just be harder, especially if there is going to be a coaching, if he is leaving, it's going to be harder for him to lie, I would think.
Personally, I hope he doesn't leave.
Yeah, I hope not too. I think
Because
it's great for this.
he's really turned that team around.
Right, exactly. And those kids want to play for him.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
And you can see, but because
Yeah.
they go out there and play teams, they should get whipped bad by and
Right.
win.
Right. Yeah. So right now, USF is they beat UAB yesterday, 48-18,
Yep.
and they will be hosting Rice for their finale next week.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. I mean,
Now, do
I
they
think this-
have any shot of being in a playoff or no?
I think they might be on the bubble.
They're
Steve,
right,
'cause I
yeah,
think
because
it's-
their score's right there.
They're at 8-3. I thought you needed at least 10.
Well, we'll see. People, it depends
have to
on
go do some-
who's in their conference.
Well, and we'll know
Yeah.
next week. We'll know next week.
Yeah,
so.
like things will become a lot clearer for both the pros and really the college next
Yeah,
week.
for next week, because next week is the last week of basically.
Yeah, regular
any me-
season.
Yeah, any meaningful, regular season football there. So, all right, USF, they barely beat Oklahoma State 17-14. They're sitting at 5-6 on the season. They are at BYU next week.
And boy, they're playing really good football. Watch out for Brigham Young.
Yeah, Brigham Young. Yeah.
Holy cow.
The Florida Gators.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that they were. The only thing I'm going to give them credit for is they were down 24 to whatever at halftime.
Yep.
They
And
only
did-
allowed one more score after that.
That's right.
So they lost 31-11, but they gave up all their points in the first half. So it just wasn't. They couldn't overcome.
And they
that.
basically won the second half.
Right.
But they
But you can't-
they got to
but
put
you got-
two
but you
halves
got- but you got to
together.
put two halves exactly.
That's right.
So
They're not that far away, but they had a major injury. One of their wide receivers.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. They are hosting FSU next week, which is always the last game of the season for
Yeah.
Florida. Now FSU, they lost.
Well, they both suck.
Well, the Gators suck more than FSU at this
I
point.
don't really. I
The
don't
Gators
know.
are 3-8, and FSU is 5-6.
Yeah, I think Gators will win this game.
We'll see. Well, it's in the swamp.
Yeah.
I
all
was
right.
thinking about
Yeah.
taking a ride up there.
Yeah, man.
If it's I may take a ride up there.
Who you going to take with you?
You want to go? You want to go for a road trip, Steve?
I'll go if you go.
All right. If it's a 3:30 game, I might take a ride to Gainesville.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, that'll
Because I can tell you right now-
with FSU coming to town, well, that will be that'll be a nightmare up there. I mean, as far as getting around and stuff,
That's why you park, Steve, and you just don't go anywhere.
Well, yeah,
You
that's
stay
right.
at the stadium, you watch the football game, you get back in the car, and you go home.
Yeah, yeah. That's a little haul up there, about 2 hours. That's not bad.
So, anyway, FSU did get beat this week by North Carolina State 21-11. They're sitting at 5-6. And then Miami, the bubble team for the state of Florida, the only team in the state of Florida that is ranked right now. They are ranked 13. They are 9-2. They beat Virginia Tech 34-17. And Virginia Tech just hired the Penn State coach, Franklin, to replace the guy they fired, and I can't think of his name.
Okay.
I mean, college, I can't keep up with all the
Oh, the
revolving-
coaches are just going crazy,
Miami's last game of the season next week is Pittsburgh, and that is going to decide if maybe they get a chance at the ACC title.
Well, Pittsburgh just had a big win yesterday, and that put them pretty much in the front of their field.
Right. So
yeah.
Pittsburgh stunned Georgia Tech 42-28.
Yep.
And
It was worse than that.
yeah, so it takes the Georgia Tech out of the ACC title game.
Right.
So this game with Miami
Yep.
is going to mean something next week.
That's right.
Especially in the ACC.
This could be a warm up of what you might see in the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, there was no really major shakeup in the top 14 teams. I mean, Ohio State, they're undefeated 11-0. They dominated Rutgers 42-9, and they have the big game against Michigan next week. Oregon beat USC in the Big Ten clash. I mean, Oklahoma edged Missouri. Notre Dame crushed Syracuse, and Texas beat Arkansas. Arch Manning had a really good game yesterday. Arch Manning is showing.
He had the best game he's had all year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think he needs another year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion.
You can see him. It's starting to gel.
Yeah.
To me, though, if you watch him, he's just a hair slow getting rid of the ball. Just a little bit. He's gotten way better. But you can see especially when they're doing the crossing routes coming across the field, the ball is just I wouldn't even say a second late, half a second late.
Right.
And if he was, before he was quite late.
Yeah, he was.
But now he's getting on there, and Now it's more of anticipation of where that receiver is going to be, and the ball's going to be there when the receiver gets there.
Correct.
Not wait for the receiver to get it open and then throw the
Right.
ball.
Yeah.
You know. So, it's timing plays are going to be everything and mean a lot to him. And you saw a couple of them yesterday.
Yeah. His mechanics are getting better.
Oh,
and
and he's not afraid to take off and run the ball.
No, and I think that's the other thing is that Steve Sarkisian, the coach of the head coach of Texas, he's putting his faith in Arch too. And I think that's the other thing, especially when your coach is not screaming at you, telling you you're doing the wrong things and letting you
right.
making those mistakes.
These young guys got to be nurtured a little bit. You
Yeah.
can't scream at them.
No,
That's
they're
not gonna
18
make
and
them
19
better.
year old.
That's
I mean,
right.
they're still developing as players.
No.
So, and I think that's the thing with Texas. And I think this is why he chose Texas, because he knew that he was going to be able to be that player,
Yeah.
to become that player.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Steve Sarkisian's a great
coach.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
man, I really enjoy watching those games. When Texas A&M comes on, you just got to watch it.
No, Texas.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Texas,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Longhorns.
Yeah.
There's so many Texas teams that screws me up so bad.
But I will say, Texas A&M, Indiana, Ohio State, they're all three teams are 11-0 right now.
That's right, and Texas A&M has shocked everybody this year.
And they're playing Texas next week.
Yeah.
So that ought to be a good game.
Yeah.
And that's a nighttime game. Next week's going to have some really good football for
Well, that's good. Maybe we'll have some closer games. This weekend, I didn't see a close college game, really.
No, and I was
They were all-
flipping through it, and
There was all,
Yeah.
when they get to 24-0, 32-0, I got to go find something else.
yeah, exactly. Because you know at that point it's over.
Yeah.
I think next week's going to be great. I mean, these rivalry games that we got, you got
Yeah,
Ohio
especially-
State and
the-
Michigan.
that is,
Okay,
that
and
is
that-
the cream of the crop.
and
there.
that's the noon game. So that just starts your day off
That
right.
starts it off.
All right, and I'm going to assume the 3:30 game is probably Auburn and Alabama, the Iron Bowl. I mean, that's always a good game, whether they're ranked. I mean, Alabama's ranked 10th right now.
Right.
Auburn is
Auburn's had a good comeback
Yeah.
year. Alabama, you don't know which team's going to show up again.
No.
That's another one.
And they dropped 6 points last week too, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, but we'll see. I mean, I always look forward to the last week of college football just because these are rivalry games and they mean
Yeah.
so much. They really do. And they mean so much to the players, the pride.
But do you see the whole college spirit all around? Bam, lamba, bamba, famba, all that
Right,
stuff
yeah,
going.
exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? You really get the college thing when these big rivalries come in.
And then, of course, the Army-Navy game, that just caps off the season.
Yeah.
And I think that's, for me, and I think for you too, that's with so much tradition and history.
Got
in
my
that.
Navy hat on
Yes,
here.
he does.
And I'm telling you, Navy is going to kick butt this year.
Well,
I'm
good.
telling you.
Didn't they have a rough, was it last year they had a rough outing?
Oh, it was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years?
Yeah, Navy won last year.
Okay.
They've had a good quarterback. I think they're going to lose him after this year. Horvath, I believe. And he's good.
So let me ask you a question. I'm going to go off topic a little bit. So when you're playing for Army, you're playing for Navy. Are you still in the military?
Oh,
while you're
yeah.
doing that? So
Oh,
like the Army
no.
guys are at West Point. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. You're in the military, and when you're going into officer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So technically, some of these guys may not be going to the NFL because they still have to go and serve their time. Technically,
There was a deal, and I don't know how they do it now, but there was a deal that where if you went through the Annapolis or whatever, and you came out like Staubach,
Yeah.
whatever, you come out, you could put what you got to serve on hold and go do your go do your NFL career. I don't know if they still have that in there, and
Yeah.
you can go put that on hold. And then when you come out of the NFL, you go serve your time in the service. But when you are an officer and you've graduated, so you're not quite an officer yet. When you
Right.
come out of there, you're an ensign in the Navy.
Okay.
And I don't know I guess you're a lieutenant when you come out of the Army.
okay.
But so you're in officers candidate school and you're going on, right? But that's basically what it is. So then you go to your training you have to make the decision. Are you going to stay in the service?
Right.
Or there's your career or whatever, or are you going to go into the NFL? You know, it's a tough one to make.
It is a
You
tough
gotta,
one.
that'd be a good conversation to have with Staubach.
Or David Robinson, who played basketball for Navy.
Okay.
Remember? And then he took Navy on that unbelievable run in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really talk about basketball a lot, but
Right.
that's the other one that stands up to me too, Steve. Is,
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so we've gone off target.
That's all right, but that's what we haven't. We literally haven't seen each other in 3 weeks.
Exactly. So we're like two kids in a candy store here.
Yeah, and if I can find out where, what the hell's the?
Is that the right mouse?
All right, T. Last night and you got to see it too.
Yeah.
It was the Formula One in Las Vegas, and it did not disappoint. I'll tell you.
Never
So
does.
they've been there all week long testing different stuff, but the rains that had hit California hit Las Vegas, and the place was flooded for days. On
I saw an article that they were having the same problem they had in Chicago a few years ago with the manhole covers
Yep.
just going away. So they had
there was so much water, the
Yeah,
manhole
yeah.
covers had gotten
Remember
loose.
that happened in Chicago a couple years ago too, I
That's
believe.
right.
Yeah.
It was also in Vegas where
Yeah.
they were first testing the manhole covers
Yep.
were popping up. But they fixed that problem. I guess they went and welded them down finally and ground them. So that was that part. Then there was in qualifying, it was pouring rain, and then it quit, and the track dried out a little bit. But of course, the slow parts of the track where all the corners are, which there's 12 corners in this race, and it was the corners held the water, so it made it even crazier. You could go wide open down the straightaway, but you had to tiptoe through the corners. It was the wildest thing you've ever seen. And last night it dried out, and the race was
Yeah.
on. Now, usually we'll show you the last one. We'll show you the last about minute of the race.
Yes.
But this one, we're going to show you the start, and it pretty much predicts how it's going to go. You got Lando Norris and Max Verstappen on the front row.
Yep.
Right, and that's going to be interesting to see how it goes. And I'll tell you what happens after you listen to this. All righty. Now listen very carefully and you'll see how it shakes out. Because with these guys with British accents, you got to really pay attention.
Let's see how we do tonight. It's the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. And it's Lando Norris getting a good start. It's Max Verstappen coming at him. An aggressive move from Norris to protect that lead. But he's gone wide. And he hasn't protected it because Verstappen has gone through. Verstappen leads here from Norris. Then comes George Russell putting Lando Norris under pressure through turns 3 and 4. Carlos Sainz has dropped a place to George Russell. And this is wheel to wheel with the Mercedes. Just inching ahead of Lando Norris. It's a poor start for the championship leader as Russell goes into second place. Isaac Hadger ahead of his teammate Liam Lawson, and Oscar Piastri's lost places too.
And there you go. And what happened was when they started out, Lando Norris got really tricky and jumped in front of Verstappen to slow him down, which put him on the inside. He overshot the turn, and Verstappen went right by him, and George Russell came up and went by him too. And so he was sick over that for the whole race. But finally he got his act together, pulled it back up, and he was coming. If there'd been 5 laps left, he would have probably caught Verstappen.
Norris?
Yeah, and he was coming up.
Wouldn't have mattered.
Yep, he caught it. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that after we show how it finishes.
Let's see the finish here.
This is how
Let's
it
hear
finished.
the finish.
Yeah, pretty much like a start.
It's always necessary to go as fast as you possibly can. Max Verstappen powering his way once again down the Las Vegas Boulevard. No driver has won more than once in Las Vegas. That is going to change tonight because Max Verstappen, starting on the front row as he did in 2023, is going to come home in P1 as he did in 2023. And once again, here in Sin City, what Verstappen's in Vegas stays in Vegas. Max Verstappen wins the Vegas Grand Prix. He keeps locks up his championship challenge. It's a massive margin at the end, and it's a race win that never looked in doubt. Meanwhile, there's George Russell behind Lando Norris. If there was one more lap to go, this could have got very, very spicy indeed. But Lando Norris comes home to take that podium, and George Russell will join him on it with his teammate Kimi Antonelli, finishing fourth on the roads, but conceding that fourth place to Oscar Piastri. And his pace at the end, Antonelli, kept him ahead of Charles Leclerc.
That was good. The Antonelli, Kimi Antonelli's done good this year. He replaced Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, and he's been fourth or fifth. He's been hanging around all year long.
Yeah, he has.
Really good. But you have some news after the race. So as it finished, Lando Norris was second, and Oscar Piastri was fourth. So how does this shake out?
They both got disqualified.
Both cars.
Both cars. Because their thickness of plank assembly was below the permitted minimum thickness.
That means the board that's on the bottom of the car that you see when it goes over bumps and it shoots out sparks. To me, that got worn down.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it was thinner than it's allowed on both cars, and both cars and the Ferrari were hitting the ground quite a bit. So
right.
That could drag some of that stuff up. I mean, how much are you allowed to lose before it's
Well, I guess they've got the guidelines and they should know.
We will follow that during the course of the week. That is going to change the points because he was 30 points behind after the race last night. He was 30 points in the lead. Verstappen was 30 points behind. Now what's that going to do to the points?
Well, as far as I can tell, they have not updated the points yet. From what I've been seeing right now,
because they're going to probably argue it,
right?
Yeah.
So they're going to challenge it. So right now, Norris, your driver standing, Norris is in first place at 390. Piastri has 366, and Verstappen has 366.
Yeah,
and then Russell has 294. So we'll see how this shakes out. This has not been updated to reflect the DQs.
Right.
So that'll probably come out for next week's conversation.
So if it goes back to where it was before this race, then Verstappen would be down by 24 points.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see how it shakes out. Okay.
Yeah,
well, we're almost to the end. Next week, is it next week or the following? I think it's the following weekend. It's in December. It's the Abu Dhabi race in Qatar. And that will
that is next week, November 30th.
Oh, wow.
Qatar is next week.
Okay. And there's one more after that?
Abu Dhabi is after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you
are correct.
Very good.
Yeah, so.
All right. So real quick, I'm going to tell you what it takes to move the F1s around the world.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
Unreal. 400 semi-trucks. Takes 400 semi-trucks, 3 777 Boeing airliners, 5 super freighter ships, and all that. There's 5 different sets of everything that they need to put, and they're leapfrogging each other all over the world all the time, where they get into small places where they can't get the trucks in and airplanes in and stuff. It makes it real tough, so they have to be there early.
Right.
So one crew will be setting up the Formula One for next week. It's already being done. While this one's being packed up.
Yeah.
But there's 5 different sets of not cars though. All the cars go in the airplanes.
And that makes sense.
To get them there.
Yeah.
And the cars fold up in a box. When they take them all apart, it's about 3 feet wide by 4 feet tall, and the car fits in that.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm going to run down hockey real quick.
There you go.
All right, last Sunday, the Lightning, they hosted the Vancouver Canucks. They were up 2-1 after 2 periods. They allowed 5 goals in the third period to ultimately lose 6-2. Not a good way to start the week. They host New Jersey Devils on Tuesday. They had a bounce-back performance. Jake Gensel scores a hat trick. Vasilevsky was unbelievable in net. They win 5-2. Thursday night, they host the Edmonton Oilers, 1-1 after regulation. Lightning win 2-1 on a Jake Gensel goal, and Vasilevsky once again looked unbelievable for Tampa's 11th win.
So he's healthy now, right?
Oh, he's extremely healthy.
Good.
Last night, they were up in Washington, The Lightning exploded for 4 goals on the first period, 2 by Hagel, 1 by Borkstrand, and 1 by Kucherov. The Capitals cut the lead 4-2 in the second period. Third period, Washington got within 1, but then Anthony Cirelli sealed it late for Tampa. So Tampa did take the 5-2 win in Washington. Right now, Tampa is second place in the Atlantic Division at 12-7-2 with 26 points. I will be going to 2 hockey games Monday and Wednesday before the break here, so that'll shaken out. Lightning are starting to play a little bit better. Injury bug has hit Ryan McDonough and Victor Hedman, both on the defense or on the LTIR. Kucherov left the game last night with an injury in the first period, so we're going to be monitoring that. So we do have a bit of an injury, so we'll see what happens there. But listen, folks, injuries are part of an 82-game schedule. This is just how it goes, so we'll see how this shakes out.
That's right, and it's just a matter that you don't have more injuries than your opponents.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, these kids that they've been calling up from the Syracuse Crunch in the minor league, they've been stepping in, especially especially without McDonough and Hedman. Hedman's the captain and McDonough's the assistant captain, and you got 2 workhorses on your D line that are not there. So for these kids to come in,
baptism of fire.
Absolutely. And just to calm everything down on the blue line, and they've been playing very well. Obviously, the Lightning are on a 3-game win streak right now, so let's just keep it up. You got to get your points now, folks. I mean, you can't win the Stanley Cup in October, but it can be very hard.
You could set yourself so far behind you can't catch up.
I'm going to tell you right now, the team that's having a really bad time is the Florida Panthers right now.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about injuries too. They're missing some key guys, and they're not playing well. Now, I've seen it with the Lightning. He went to 3 state Stanley Cup finals. Fatigue is going to be a factor,
right.
And I think it's getting to be a factor now.
Fatigue, you just you get worn out. I mean, it just
your body just can't.
Your bodies get worn out.
Yeah.
The joints get worn out. The muscles get worn out. You know.
So we'll see how this is. I mean, we're at the quarter way right now. American Thanksgiving is the quarter.
If you're going to have injuries, you want them now.
Yeah, you don't want them. And I even said that I don't want McDonough and Hedman out in March and April. I want them to be out now, and then they'll be fresh for the playoffs. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
all right,
that's about to do it for us.
That's
We're getting it. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
Good to be back. We'll see y'all. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next Sunday.